Yeah, I was expecting to get a very big number comparing to other times when we are doing recruitment. My target was only 6 girls and 7 boys.
Well, we're just discussing the next story that's coming up. It's revenue dip in Nakuru County, and the county government has registered almost 50% loss in revenue collection for the financial period ending December 2013.
Speaking during the County Employees Forum to enhance county revenue collection, County Chief Officer in charge of Finance and Economic Planning, Kapaya Torome, revealed that the county government collected 350 million shillings from July to December of 2013, down from 600 million within the same period in 2012.
Kapaya cited corruption and delay in the implementation of the county's Finance Act as the main cause of revenue dip. He, however, warned revenue collection officers to observe honesty while collecting revenue. He was optimistic that future revenue collection targets would be met now that the Finance Act has been operationalized.
One of the things that have contributed to this is the delay of enactment of the law. So we were not able to have collected enough. But all the same, we also believe that there's corruption because we did not stop collecting because we did not have the law. We were using the former local authority fees and charges. We are stressing to them that we are not, as a government, we are not going to condone corrupt practices. They have to collect revenue. Whoever is not ready to adhere to that should be warned that the county government will not spare them.
Right, it was same script, different cast, as all counties in Nyanza have registered a huge drop in revenue collection in the first quarter of the current financial year as compared to the defunct local authorities.
Now, the revelations come from a new report that the Office of the Controller of Budget has released, detailing the performance of all counties against the constituent local units that were merged to create the counties after the March 4th general elections.
Fred Omulo gives us the latest tale of the broken promises from the grassroots in Nyanza.
Kisumu County has seen a 40% drop in revenues collected through its various former councils, with only 100 million flowing in from local sources over the last quarter compared to 180 million over the same period in 2012, when the local authorities used to exist.
When the former defunct councils of Kisumu County were collecting 300 million, the rates were so low. In the finance bill, we passed almost double the rates which the former defunct councils were collecting, and yet we are not even half of what we are collecting. This is a pure area of concern.
In Kisumu, the problem arose immediately after the general election as former council staff developed fears over their job security, leading to a breakdown in collection of rates. Simultaneously, new officers seconded to the sub-counties were not fully equipped to handle the challenge of revenue collection.
If you look at July 2012-2013, the councils were collecting 56 million compared to 39 million that the county government is collecting. If you go to August, the councils were collecting 45 million compared with 34. Now, if you go to September, they were collecting 66 million. You compare that with 34.
The problem has placed immense pressure on the county government that Governor Jack Ranguma, a former revenue officer, heads.
We've formed a committee headed by myself, which is going to look into the issues and which has already started looking into the issues of why we have had these kind of shortfalls. We've already charged our acting city manager to look into measures that can be taken and that are already that are in place and those that can be reinforced.
With a budget of 8 billion shillings, 5 billion of which comes from the central government and which is all consumed on recurrent expenditure, Kisumu faces the real possibility of missing out on development as a result of low revenue collection.
You know, because of the evolution, there has been a lot of confusion in between some of the who is supposed to collect what revenue on behalf of either the main government or actually the national government, or actually if that money, revenue is supposed to now come to the county government.
Other Nyanza counties that have a similar problem include Nyamira, that has raised 13 million against a target of 25 million, Siaya County that raised only 22 million against a target of 153 million, and Kisii that had no development expenditure because it had not finalized its procurement plans. From Kisumu City, I am Fredo Mulo.
Bonney Tunya, as you know, may not know, is a very qualified business reporter, and he's just trying to explain to me the trends, why there would be a dip.
Right.
Never mind that the areas have become larger with the counties.
Right. Edith, it points to inefficiencies because, one, we expected a lot of these governors, since now they're hands-on, to manage these monies properly. But then we are seeing a situation where a lot of these counties, one, inherited a lot of debt. And so Nairobi County, for example,
the first thing
would be to pay that debt. But also there is a lot of inefficiency that comes with knowing that they are now in control. And so you see areas of non-priority areas being given, the bulk of the monies. And that happens because we lack some sort of an oversight. I'm not sitting on any side of the debate, but I understand senators are pushing for a piece of legislation that will try and curb this. The design, we may differ on that, but really looking at that report, there is need to have better scrutiny of these monies. I mean, there's some counties that didn't even spend anything for development.
27 counties.
Actually, half of the number. So, I mean, it's high time.
All right, well, that's Bonney Tunya giving you his 2 cents. Remember, you can catch him every evening at 9 p.m. as well when he delivers the business news to you. Right now, though, we take a short commercial break. And when we come back, I will tell you the tale of a country which is experiencing an influx in refugees. How many, you ask? 4,000 to 5,000 every single day.
Right. Also, we have developments from Central Africa where the president resigned and now we have a new system, a new order. We'll take a look at that. Welcome back. The fighting that erupted in South Sudan in mid-December between government troops and opposition forces has forced more than 43,000 people to seek shelter in neighboring countries, while internally displacing 232,000 in Uganda alone. Now, there are more than 32,000 registered refugees who are arriving at the rate of 4,000 to 5,000 a day. Ugandan government has opened a new refugee settlement at the Imvempi area because of the congestion in Rhino camp. UNHCR anticipates that numbers of refugees could rise to 125,000 and that the number of people displaced within South Sudan alone could reach to 400,000 within the next 3 months. Efforts to broker a ceasefire in South Sudan continued, with a U.S. special envoy and other mediators reported to have met rebel leader Riek Machar.